So today we're going to be testing and reviewing the brand new Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. Now this is an all-in-one makeup palette that includes 5 pans of eyeshadow, blush, bronzer, and contour. I wanted to see if it was really worth this $62 price tag. So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. You guys, I don't know, I have never bought a face palette where, it's all in one, bronzer, contour, blush, eyeshadow. I don't know, there's something about those palettes that I just don't like, because sometimes I don't like the blush, sometimes I don't like the shades of bronzer, and sometimes I just don't like the eyeshadows that are in it, and sometimes I feel like they skimp on the product when they throw it all in one batch. You know what I'm saying? But when Natasha Denona released this particular palette, I was all over it because I thought the colors were beautiful, the color story was fantastic, and I thought this would be a really good palette for anyone who's never tried any Natasha Denona products, but have it all in one little convenient compact. Is the quality going to be there? Now, you know I adore Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palettes. I have several of them. The formula is just gorgeous, smooth, silky. But from my understanding, in this palette, there's all new formulas, including the blush, as well as the bronzer, and some of the eyeshadows. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. I've already applied all of my complexion products. I have my foundation, primer, color corrector on, my eyebrows, and some lipstick. And this is just the e.l.f. Cream Lip Glider, and also the NYX Slick Clip lip balm. I just thought it was a nice neutral color to start out with, because we are going to be playing with all these products in this Hyper Natural Face Palette. Now, like I said, it retails for $62, and you get 5 pans of eyeshadow. You also get 3 shades of bronzer and contour and 2 shades of blush. Now, what's unique about this particular palette is that these are new formulas. Now, I have not dabbled a lot in some of Natasha Denona's blushes. I think I have one, and it was actually very pretty. But as far as purchasing her blushes or bronzers, I just don't. I don't know why. But let's read up on the specs. Now, it's 5 pans of eyeshadow, and it's supposed to be geared perfectly for that fingertip application. And you know me, I love a one and done eyeshadow look. It's super easy and convenient. And you've got these beautiful shades, and they're all new formula. They're talc-free, they're hydrating with skin-loving ingredients, and it's supposed to be a color palette that's universal. We'll see about that. And also, it's supposed to be an everyday eye and cheek essential. Now, there is one eyeshadow in the palette that is supposed to be a sparkling wet effect, and that is the eyeshadow Dreamy. When I first saw this palette online, I thought, wow, that is way too bright, way too vivid for me. How can I use that for every single day? But when it came in the mail, incidentally, I did order it from Natasha Denona. I purchased it with my own money, and it came so fast, and it came so well packed. I'm talking bubble wrap, cardboard, the whole 9 yards. So nothing was damaged during shipment. So this is what the palette looks like. As you can see, there are 3 different shades of bronzer and contour, 2 shades of blush, and 5 pans of eyeshadow. Now, this is the shade Dreamy that's supposed to create a wet effect. And honestly, when I first saw it, I was like, well, it's not that bright, it's not that vivid. Maybe that's a good thing. But I have played with it a little bit, and I can't wait to give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and swatch the bronzer and contour. As you can see, there's 3 shades. There's like a light, medium, and a deep shade. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch. Immediately, they feel really silky and soft. But these are the bronzers. This is the deepest. This is the medium, and this is the lightest. The lightest, as you can see, you can barely see it. And I must say they feel super silky, along the lines of Charlotte Tilbury silky. Now for the blush, you have a vibrant, almost coral shade, and then a more deeper shade. You can mix the two, and I think that's what we're gonna do today, but let's see how they feel. Ooh, that feels really silky. And then this one, oh, very nice. And those are the 2 shades of blush. That's the deeper shade. And this is the lighter shade, the coral shade. Now, I consider myself light to medium. Well, my hands are pretty pale, but these are showing up quite lovely. The beautiful thing about these products is that you can take your brush and dip them back and forth and create what you need and what is suitable for your complexion. But I think these might work for my skin. So what I want to do first is I want to go in and try to put some bronzer and contour. Now the only caveat with this is if you have a big fluffy bronzer brush, it's going to get product all over that brush and you're going to get all 3 shades. So I have a very small angled brush. This is the BK Beauty 109, and I'm going to go straight away into that shade right there in the center, and I'm just going to tap it in and see how it looks. That looks great. Okay, it's a very silky formula, and I'm just going to go right through there. I have not used a powder bronzer in forever. You know, I've been loving the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer and of course the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer. But now that it's almost spring, we're 3 weeks away from spring, the weather's gonna get warmer, the days are gonna get longer. That's when I like to switch over to more powder products. So I think this is perfect timing on Natasha Denona's part. But look how beautiful that is. That just went on super easy. And so I'm gonna go back in with that. Maybe take a little bit of that lighter shade and see if we can lighten it up. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I mean, yeah, you can mix the two. But this is just going on super effortlessly. That's pretty. Yeah, I probably prefer taking the brush and going in with both shades and just kind of bronzing it up that way. Look at how pretty that is. See how it's a little bit more stark on this side. Let me see if I can lighten that up, blend it out. Oh, that's pretty. And then right through there. And then you know what? I'm just gonna go right along the jawline just to sculpt out a little more definition. For blush, I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade first, and I'm using a little fan brush so I can get that specific color, but then we're gonna go in with the deeper color on top and see how it looks. And I'm just gonna tap it in. You think it's not gonna really show up on a light complexion, but this is really subtle. I like this shade so much, and it doesn't show any texture. I don't feel like it's too powdery. Oh, that's lovely. I wasn't excited about the blush colors at first. I thought, wow, night and day, super bright and super dark. But this is very misleading. The really light coral color is showing off a lot of pigment, and you do not need a lot, and it's just going on so nice. Beautiful for this subtle everyday blush. I'm gonna go in a tiny bit with the deeper shade and see how that looks. We're gonna apply it right on top. And again, super silky formula. A little bit more impact, a little bit more vivacity, a little bit more vivid, okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's pretty. I'm noticing it's just a nice silky formula that is applying so smoothly, and it's still very glowy on the skin. How do they do that? I don't understand. That is so pretty. I've been obsessed with cream blushes, especially the jelly blush, the milk jelly brush, the milk jelly tints. But wow, when it gets hot and humid, this is going to be beautiful. And I did test this out yesterday. The longevity on these blushes are amazing. They lasted for over 12 hours. But yes, this is so pretty. Okay, I definitely like this blush. Such a glowy complexion. Okay. I want to play with the eyeshadow. These shades are so beautiful, but they look extremely intimidating. They look way too dark. You're thinking, how the heck am I gonna wear these? We're gonna play with it, and I'm gonna show you how. The first shade is Everyday. It looks like a satin cocoa brown. Let's see how this feels. Like butter. The second shade is Dreamy, which is the one with the sparkling wet effect. The third one is called Statement, which is the deepest shade. And the fourth shade is Soft, which is like a nice soft peachy pink, I would say. But those are the 4 shades. There's one more shade left, but let's go ahead and swatch these on my dry, crusty arm. Everyday, Dreamy, Statement, and Soft. Oh, those swatched so nice. And the last shade is like almost a cool mauve gray, and it's called Casual. And that is Casual. Oh, that color is so, so pretty. Another unique feature about all of Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palettes, face palettes, is that they do have these holes in the back of the component where you can take a pin and poke the product out, like the eyeshadow, and you can pop in whatever shades you want. Like I have the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, same thing. You can pull out whatever shades you want and then pop them into this palette. So if you wanted to put in, let's say, a matte shade, you can totally do that. Now, if you're thinking, okay, these are all shimmers, these all look to me like a satin finish. Also, keep in mind, you can use the bronzers and even the blushes as a crease color. So what I wanna do, let's do how it's intended. I wanna go ahead and use the finger application method. And I wanna start out with casual. And I'm just taking it on my finger. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it above my crease and just kind of blend it in. Such a pretty color. Now remember, if you're gonna put a lot on your finger, you're gonna have a deeper result, but I'm going in so lightly, so light-handed, so I can achieve that easy, everyday look, because it looks so deep and intimidating in the pan. But when you lightly apply it, it just gives you a nice wash of color. I love this because it's so cool toned, and that's just going on like silk. There's no fallout. It's just giving me a nice wash of color. Look how pretty that is. And I'm just gonna take a clean brush and just soften those lines. That is so pretty. It reminds me of the bouncy eyeshadow that I tried last week from Ulta Beauty, the single pan eyeshadow in the shade Coffee Cake. It's very reminiscent of that. And if you want, let's go in with the lightest shade of the bronzer and see what it looks like on top of the crease and just kind of blend it out. Oh yeah, this works fantastic as a transitional shade. It blends out easily, super soft, easy look. Now imagine just throw on a bit of mascara and you're done. I think that's super pretty, it's subtle, and it's definitely everyday. And it's definitely casual. You'd think in the pan it looks too dark and too scary, but no, it's all in the application. It's all in how you apply it, how much product you put on your finger. I think it's beautiful. Okay, so the next color I wanna go in with Everyday and see how that looks. Ooh, this is like a warm, coppery, penny color. Same thing, I'm just gonna start kind of in my crease and go up. This has a little bit of a sheen to it, almost like a satin finish. Literally one and done. Throw on a little mascara and you're good to go. A clean brush and just soften the lines. For some reason, when you use a brush, you're moving the pigment around and kind of dulling that satin finish so it becomes more of a matte shade. But that's beautiful. Very subtle, very pretty. Like I said, it's very misleading in the pan and also how much you apply. But this is absolutely beautiful. This one definitely has a cooler tone to it, and this one has a warmer tone to it. So pick your poison, whichever you like better. Now, the next shade I want to try out is Statement. That is the deepest dark brown in the pan, almost like an espresso color. And same thing, I'm going to go in with my finger because it's touting it's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be easy to apply with the finger. And I'm just going all over the lid with this. Oh yeah, this is very pretty. Very deep, very dark. And I'm intentionally going in with a lot more product to see how much payoff there is. And there is no fallout with this. Take a fluffy brush and just kind of blend that out. And then again, I'm gonna go in with that lightest shade of bronzer contour and blend it out. Now, I do kind of want to pack on this color and see how it works with a brush. So I'm going in with like a pencil brush and I'm gonna pack it on to the outer corners of my eye, see how it works, how it plays with a brush. And it's working quite lovely. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm going to take a flatter brush and I'm gonna go in with that and run it along the outer lash line as eyeliner, like that. Ooh, that works really well. That's beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, I have both eyes done. It's amazing how you can use this as an eyeliner. I used it as an eyeliner on my lower lash line. No fallout, just stunning pigment, really soft blurred line. Oh, this is so pretty. Now, I wanted to show you the shade Dreamy on top of Statement. Look how gorgeous this is. Now you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, it's too glittery. This almost looks like glass, thus the wet effect. Put a tiny bit on top of the lid to open up that eye. It is so pretty. You can just add a little bit of this for a beautiful evening look. Your eyelid looks like glass. It is so smooth and so pretty. Look at that. And I did this look yesterday, and normally when I try out eyeshadow palettes and they have glitter in it, I will wake up and find glitter in my eyes, in my hair, whatever. Not with this eyeshadow. This is touted as an everyday makeup palette, but this could easily transition into evening time. It really can. I love the versatility of that. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna go in with the Hyper Easy eyeliner from Maybelline in deep brown. Create a quick wing, and the eyeliner is just gliding right over that shimmer. A little mascara, and this is the City Beauty Beyond Mascara. And here we are with look number 1. This is the final look. What do you think? You guys, this is absolutely stunning, and it was so easy to achieve this look. You can go easily from daytime to nighttime. This is absolutely beautiful. So now I'm ready for the second look. I have not tried out the shade Soft yet, this like soft pink shade. And I went through my Love palette, my Dream palette, as well as the I Need a Nude palette to see if there was anything close to this unique shade, and I couldn't find it. As you can see, there's not a shade in the I Need a Nude palette that even closely resembles Soft. So yeah, that's why I think this palette is super unique, because these are some shades that are similar but not exactly. It's that one pink shade, man. I don't know why. Pink kind of just sucked me in, maybe because it's almost springtime. But then I also looked in the Love palette, could not find a shade that's even remotely close to Soft. I want to go ahead and create a soft pink look with Soft pink look, get it? Okay, so what I think I want to do is I'm going to go in with this blush, this coral shade, and I'm going to use it as my transitional shade. I mean, why not, right? They say it's a face palette. This is giving a really nice soft pink transitional shade, and I think it's so pretty. And now I'm going to go in with Soft. Ooh. This is definitely Soft. This is so silky and buttery. Look at the sheen on that. So nice. And I'm just gonna use my finger because that's what it's intended for. Oh wow, that's pretty. So easy to apply. And look how quickly that went on. And you know, you don't have to use the blush as your transitional shade. You can always use one of these shades over here. This is definitely a satin. It does not have any glitter in it. I want to try this deep pink shade as the blush on the outer thirds of my eye, just to see if there's a, oh, that's pretty. And I'm just using a rougher brush. I should have gotten a smaller brush, but oh, look how pretty that is. And I'm just tapping it in and bringing it up to the crease. You really don't need a lot. This is amazing. This is so pretty. Okay, and I know I have a clean brush somewhere. I'm gonna use this brush and just kind of soften it up. Oh yes, this is, oh, do you see how pretty that sheared out? This just upped the ante. Look how gorgeous that is. Wow, I'm impressed. Oh my gosh. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go ahead and put on some eyeliner and mascara, and I'll tell you my final thoughts, if this is really worth $62. And here we are with the second final look. Now, I just went ahead and tightlined my upper waterline with the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Hot Cocoa. You know, it's one of my all-time favorite eyeliners, whether high-end or drugstore. It is just that good, and it's only $2.99. Okay, and I did a little smudgy on the outer thirds of my eye just to create a little softer winged look. And then for lips, I went in with the new e.l.f. Clout Pout in, wow, this is what, a berry color? But I'll be sure to put all the products in the links listed down below in the description box. If you do click on those links, it does help out my channel a little bit, but if you don't, that's cool too. But what do you think of this look? I think it's so different from the first look that we started with, and it just brought it up to a whole new level. And now I am ready to give you my final thoughts on whether you should spend $62 on this face palette from Natasha Denona. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm doing the math. Is it really worth the $62? When I was going through all of Natasha Denona's products, eyeshadow palettes, I picked up the mini Starlight palette, which is 5 pans of eyeshadow. Incidentally, I almost had the mini Glam palette in my hand, but I was like, gosh, it just looked like a repeat of so many colors that I've seen before from her. So that's why I didn't pick it up. But if you notice, these little mini palettes from Natasha Denona, although lovely, gorgeous, fantastic quality, these retail for $27 for 5 shades. So then I thought, well, you're getting 5 shades in the face palette. As you can see, the pans are much larger in the face palette. So you're getting more bang for buck if you're buying the face palette. Plus you're getting 3 shades of bronzer and contour, as well as 2 blushes. I thought at first the blushes wouldn't really go well with my complexion, but as you can see, the light coral is so pretty, so subtle, and so fresh. And then if you want to amp up the pigment and amp up some color, definitely this deeper shade is beautiful. It also doubles as a fantastic eyeshadow in the crease. The contours, beautiful. Very subtle. You just have to be a little careful when going in with a brush. That's the only thing that I didn't like about it. But if you're like me, sometimes you want to just blur them all together. These 2 shades work lovely together if you blend them. So that was definitely a plus. Now let's talk about the actual shades of eyeshadow themselves. You know what? At first I thought there's no way I can create soft everyday looks out of these shades. Don't let this palette fool you. You can go as deep or as subtle as you want, especially with this scary shade here. Casual. It looks extremely intimidating, but you saw we just dipped our finger in it lightly and just threw it all over the lid. It was so pretty. Such a beautiful cool tone shade that just blended out effortlessly. I really didn't think I was gonna like this, you guys. I really don't fall for face palettes because 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna use all the products in the actual face palette. But honestly, I think I would use every single product, every single shade in this palette, whether it's for a transitional shade for the eyeshadow or an easy everyday look. And then you have the capacity of turning an easy daytime look into a glam look by just adding a little bit of dreamy all over the lid and just creating that wet effect. Now remember, her regular eyeshadow palettes, for example, the I Need a Nude palette, comes with 16 shades and they retail for $69. Same as the Xenon palette, same as the Love palette. This retails for $62. You're getting bronzer, contour, 2 shades of blush, and 5 shades of eyeshadow. And remember, you can remove the pans of eyeshadow as well as the blush and contour to make it suit your own personal needs. So I think that's a great advantage, especially if you're a huge fan of Natasha Denona. Now, if you've never ever tried any of her products, this might be a good jumping point for you. The shades are super beginner friendly. You saw how easily they applied. You're also getting a wonderful formula of blush and contour and bronzer, and this would make a great travel palette. Imagine how many different looks you can come up with, and it's very sleek, very thin, but it feels luxury at the same time. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. What do you think, guys? Are you thinking about picking this up? It is available on the Natasha Denona website as well as Ulta and Sephora. And from my understanding, it's going to be a permanent part of her collection. So that's always good to know. So don't have that fear of missing out. Totally, don't do that, you know? I just love reviewing makeup. But yeah, so I hope you had fun today. I know I did. And if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you'd be a part of our family. But for now, mwah, mahal kita, I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.